Darkest Dungeons 2 is a game all about building healthy relationships between your companions so they can become good friends and use the power of friendship to fend off their enemies. But what if I told you there was a man so toxic that he not only sends his friends into a spiraling descent of mistrust and envy, even eldritch abominations beyond our comprehension are unable to stand before his toxicity. His name is the Flagellant. For this run, we'll be taking the Scourge path. I am purged of beauty, empty of all but blight. Don't be so hard on yourself, man. Look at those abs and biceps. With muscles like that, it doesn't matter how ugly you think you are. Okay, now let's equip our skills, grab some meat shields for the road, and set off. So, since our goal is to make the most toxic man imaginable, we need to get rid of everyone else around us. To do that, we'll just have everyone pass while our toxic buddy just dances around in the back. It should be pretty easy once they hit max stress. They lose all their HP and can be taken down pretty fast. Well, those are pretty rare, but there's usually always one. Okay, a second one. I mean, that should probably be the last one we see for the rest of the game now. Dear God, this is becoming disgusting. We're trying to make the most toxic thing to have ever existed, and they're all becoming friends. We really need to nip this in the butt. Okay, so this is where the real fun begins. All we need to do is start screeching at them. And once our stress maxes out, our hero becomes more toxic, making it to where we never even have to lay a hand on our enemy, because every single time they attack us, they get a chance to be blighted purely from them just trying to hurt us. And after our Karen impersonation, we heal ourselves for more damage than they dish out. Once everyone except us is dead, we move on to the next inn. Once there, we'll grab a tentacly orb and a radiant torch, and make sure our toxic boy gets his spread before we upgrade his screeches, then we'll move on. In the area, we're going to look for any cultist battles we can find. Sadly, there's only one here, and it's the guaranteed spawn. And since we don't know what anything is, it doesn't really matter where we go. Oh, and that's actually a good find. We could get a good trinket from this cache. And it's shit. But whatever, it's better than nothing. Oh, and we actually got pretty lucky with this path. I'm not sure exactly how this pet hentai monster we got works, but I think that it gives us the chance to have anything that's scouted to turn into a cultist battle. Or apparently not, since we didn't find anything. So I'm sure you noticed, but we've gotten 3 new heroes at the last inn. Thankfully though, they give us hero remains, so they're not entirely useless. And hey, we actually got a good trinket! So aside from killing our friends, fights really aren't worth it at the moment. So despite how much it upsets me, we're going to go help people. My fellows are hungry, feed them. I don't think you need to give this guy food, he's got plenty of food for a scrawny old man. Wait, how does feeding people give us food? Is this guy a fucking messiah or something? Another really important aspect of this run is beating ourselves. For some reason, this cures our dots, gives us stress, and as you know, more stress means more toxic, which means more blight on our enemies. And this guy seems to be struggling to attack us, so we'll just melt his friend's corpse to get him a little closer. Oh, come on, buddy, you don't need to be scared. We just want to talk to your manager. Frantic retreat? Oh, you poor thing, there's no escape here. Okay, so our first cultist battle. These are usually pretty hard for most teams, but that's because they deal a lot of stress damage. But that's really good for our toxic boy here. So we just need to keep beating ourselves and screaming until they blight themselves to death. And we didn't get the cultist trinket we needed, sadly, but that's okay, there's plenty of fights up ahead. At this next inn is where we'll buy absolutely everything that can buff our guy, no matter how insignificant. Then we'll go to the next region, kill all our friends, and put their bodies into the wagon. And finally, we got our first max HP trinket, and it's the best it could be, too. Despite the first battle, we didn't really find anything too interesting, just a bunch of pigs, canned food, and a murder weapon. Unfortunately, since we're pacifists this run, it's completely useless to us, so we threw it away like a responsible citizen.
Karma abhors waste. Best to take all you can.
Okay, will do. A new inn and 12 new candles of hope. To be honest, I think there's basically no one left. Oh no, how could I have forgotten about one of the best waifus in the game? You know, to be honest, it seems like a pretty cute couple, just saying. You got a chick who poisoned her husband, and a guy literally made from poison. You could just see all the cute shenanigans these two could get up to. Sadly, we all know how this has to end. We can't have any healthy relationships here. They need to be avoided at all costs, otherwise 4chan will reject us. Alright, now that everyone we could ever have even tried to care for is gone. We can push on knowing joy will never find its way into our hearts. What the fuck is that? I don't even know if this is good, but I know our boy was complaining about not being beautiful, and the best way to fix that is to get a new face. Since the lair is usually pretty hard, we'll definitely take this in with us. Thankfully though, the first battle isn't hard at all. Just 2 incredibly lucky death door hits, that's all. But in the second one, things get hard. These guys covered in jiggly balls dish out a ton of damage, attack twice a turn, and apply a lot of burn on us, as well as having JoJo characters backing him up. But after a few really close calls, they're dead too. Okay, so this boss is relatively easy compared to the normal playthroughs. In fact, most of his moves actually do nothing to us. He can blind us, but unfortunately for him, we are pacifists and we let others die by attacking us. He can rearrange our party, but we have no friends, so therefore we're immune to this. Yet people still act like friends are useful. He can try to attack us with paper, but we heal for just as much damage as it deals. And it gives us a free stress. And we can cure our 3rd degree burns we got from him with some unburning paste. But even with all that, we're still cutting it really close here. I'm kinda tempted to risk an attack, but I don't think that's a smart move, so we'll just keep carrying him.
I want to speak to your manager!
And it seems like that was the right choice. To be honest, guys, this is not looking real good. Although that it was one of the harder fights, it's still nothing compared to how hard the upcoming bosses are. We really have to hope that these upcoming cultist battles give us the trinket we need. Oh my god. We finally got it. You guys have no idea how many runs I've lost just trying to get this one trinket right here. This little hentai eyeball here gives us a massive 75% HP boost for only minus 50% damage, but we never attack anyone anyway, so this is basically free healthcare. And holy fucking shit, this is possibly the best thing we could have gotten in the entire game. So yeah, now we're so tanky, we can actually fight rather than just taking hits like before, allowing me to finally have fun on this playthrough. And with our new trinkets, there was nothing that was able to stop us. And so we pushed on through the final region, where not even a single enemy was able to withstand our toxicity, which actually started to make me truly believe that he was the Messiah. A Messiah sent down to us from 4chan as his only son, where he spent 40 days and 40 nights solo queuing in Valorant, only to be betrayed by TF2, causing him to be banned for 3 days by Gaben, or only to ascend all the way to Radiant just before leaving our mortal serve.
Chris, what are you doing? You in here making another religion again?
No.
I'm watching you.
Anyways, every single enemy was overwhelmed with our sheer levels of Sigma male, until we reached the last main hurdle between us and the final boss. A big boy with a bad case of scoliosis, and a cursed birthday cake. He would hit us for so much that our toxic status would actually heal us again, and he was basically untouchable to us with his regeneration until we instigated Twitter mode 3 times, and then even he bent the knee to our toxicity before we punished him with death and deleted his corpse. The final end. Here we'll finally use all the items we've been saving to buff our Chad with as much Giga as possible. We did run into some more enemies before the final boss, and they all died. To be honest, I have no idea what I'm in for here. I've never actually been to this boss before at this point, so I truly have no idea what to expect from this guy. Oh my god, bro's got hands. I mean like a lot of hands, like he looks straight out of Yoshikage Kira's wettest fucking dream. And he starts out the fight with a mean right hook, and follows it up with a mean right hook, then combos that with another mean right hook. Unfortunately for him, we love being fisted, and just like that, the first phase of the boss dies with ease. And holy shit, I feel the need to censor that for you guys. Even though he uses his precise intent to hit us where we're weak and tear us down, our desire for erotic humiliation and torture makes it only embolden us. And soon after realizing that, he moves on to his last phase. I can't imagine what horrible attacks Daddy will have this time. He tries to make us ruminate on our past failings, but forgets that we do that for fun. Oh, and I do not like how he is caressing that. Ah! But sadly, just a few minutes later, Fisto is nearly out of steam, so we suck him dry for all the toxicity that he has. And with that, we've proven to the whole world we're the most Sigma thing to have ever existed, where even the most toxic BDSM daddy couldn't handle our desire for self-hate. Hey, thank you for getting this far in the video. This is literally my first time I've ever done a video like this, so I really hope you enjoyed it. We do got a few more ideas for this format. We had a lot of fun working on it, but they take a lot of work, so don't expect another anytime soon. Thanks to Caleb for helping out with this video a lot. Me and him stream on Twitch a lot, so please come and check us out if that's your thing. Lastly, thank you to Case Kaz who helped me come up with some jokes in the video.
Once more he wandered, ravenous for fresh suffering, and delighting in its novelty and excess. Offering himself to blade and talon alike, he became an icon writ in flesh. A living prayer to whatever gods would turn an ear. Undying, he savored his delicious declension. An eternity of pain and wrath. Heaven on earth.